And next week you play 100 Thieves and Bang in the bot lane. What are your thoughts going into that matchup with Core?
It's Core JJ versus Aphromoo, so I think it'll be pretty easy.
Okay, well, taking the losses upon myself and feeling like I need to be better, I think it's mainly a support thing. I'm not really the one that, gets the gold, carries the game, but I'm no guy who sets up all the plays.
Disturbing the peace with some peace of mind.
Welcome back to the LCS. So we've got a clash between two of the biggest movers in the offseason. It is Team Liquid against 100 Thieves.
Aphromoo specifically is a very interesting person. He's been a professional player for a very long time. And I think this last year was probably a little tough for him just because last year specifically, it was just a series of events where it just kept happening where he would come up short. For anyone to say that Aphromoo is unmotivated or he is not the same player that he was before, I think is incredibly unfair. Aphromoo is a passionate human being. He wants to win. He's a competitor. He's been here before. He's been at the top level many times, and he's going to continue to play there.
But if you don't like this music, then don't be listening to it. I'm just a dude that or something similar.
I feel like that's my job. When we lose, it just really sucks because I just didn't do my job well enough and be able to put us in the position to succeed.
I say if you don't like this music, you don't be listening to it. I'm just a dude that or something similar. If you don't keep it real, then you go somewhere but here, cause we're only losing control just for a minute. Yeah.
Oh wait, if it's that, we should pick Yorick and I can play Urgot mid into
Victor?
Yeah, I can do Victor and we can Yorick fourth and fifth, right?
And remember, early dragons are good for us, but we don't need a 5v5 early.
Yeah.
Right, good luck, have fun, guys.
Got it, thanks.
We are not on the same page, on lane pace. We should more communicate more exactly, and also we play more focus on how can make more good advantage kind of thing.
Really nice there. Knockup is going to follow Ignite down, I think. Double Lift, though, is going to get exhausted. They're trying to
so
the
close!
pattern. They grab the stun, and that first blood for Double Lift only barely. And on the bottom, there's the recombo. Xmithie going to flash kick in. Q's going to miss on the bang with the Ignite. More than enough to claim that kill. And it is now in the area. Team Liquid trying to get out of there as Xmithie got himself knocked up by the Baron. Redemption by Team Liquid, gonna reset it.
Yeah, I feel like 100 Thieves, if they want this opportunity, they should be opportunistic here. They should try and take this right here.
They're going
over the wall.
forward. It is gonna be a 50-50 situation. They kicked him out of the way, but he's back in. No, least in. Able to claim the Baron in favor of Team Liquid.
Yeah, Sai. Get by slowly. Watch it, Lakan.
Rakan's dead.
Rakan's dead, take it so. Akali, I can exhaust it. We can go for it,
Awfully low in this exchange. Here's Jensen though. He's gonna move his way over. Almost gets the kill as Jensen is forced to flash to try and take it down, and the rest of TL still up and ready to fight. The top block there from Sunday will buy time, but Zaya grabs the shutdown and TL charge towards the base. That will be a kill. They're going to dive in for it. There's the 8th for Team Liquid as the boys in blue are back in business. They'll stay undefeated here in the LCS.
And you can see Double Lift absolutely elated that he and Core JJ are able to take it to Bang and say, no, you think you're the better player. You look at the stats after the game. Over 100 CS advantage for Double Lift.
And let's remember that a majority of them.
Yeah, so what do we like, what do we don't like?
Blind, I'd rather blind Alistar. And then third more, just make sure bottom champs are synergy. That way I can contest bottom. Because Victor Braun contesting bottom 2v2.
I said I wanted to fight, but you couldn't block anything.
Yeah, things are just too far from your side. Because I back up really far towards the river, and if I give up brush, Rakan will walk in. Sorry, this is my bad. When you say
I should say more.
When you say you can fight, I don't know when you're going for sure. Maybe you just say let's.
I should say
let's. Let's look. And we can go first. No, I can go first. Something like that.
There's a lot of stuff to go over this game, so that's gonna be good when we get home.
Told all my teammates I wasn't gonna lose today. I felt the past 3 games, I felt underperformed and didn't really talk as much as I normally do in terms of making sure we have a plan, the game's going in the right direction, coming up against Golden Guardians. Refused to go 0-4.
Welcome to the battle arena indeed. Golden Guardians and 100 Thieves about to take flight into this one.
Going into it, made sure we're all on the same page, had a plan at every point of the game, focused on what we need to go for as much as I could, and it was a little better.
Got the barrier, one more Q, he's gonna get the auto summoner heal, keeps him alive, and there's no dive, but it's gonna be towards Contracts. Nocturne, he's gonna fall down already.
Man, I don't want to look at the timeline where we lost to GGS. Like, no offense to them. I know people are going to take offense to that, but this was definitely the just easiest team currently. Both of us were 0-3. We both had terrible week 1s, but if we just kept losing to like every team, even the ones that are in the bottom of the standings, it'd be maybe a bit more damning. I think that would hurt morale a lot going into week 3.
Big damage coming across the heel in there as well. Not yet any kills, but they're gonna find a couple of stuns. So looking for it as Guardian Angels get popped. The Guardian forced to run away. They find a bit of damage. There's the root. They're gonna find Anda. A 1-for-0 for Guardians. Look at Aphromoo. Actually, 2 kills picked up. They kited out the backline. And who? He's gonna be next to the chopping block. A 3-for-0. Are you kidding me? But now Ole could just fall. Bang does get 1, but what a fumble for 100 Thieves. Sure, 2 kills are nice, but 4-2 is way better for Golden Guardians.
I'm not happy. I'm never happy unless it's clean. And I think if you ever have a lead like that and you're in the driver's seat, you should be able to close it out cleanly. And whenever we have huge mistakes where we threw or gave the lead back, that's when I don't think it was a good game. Maybe it was a good game up until a point, but then if you can't finish, there's not really anything to be happy about, right? You gotta keep grinding hard, keep working hard so that you're able to finish. And finishing what you started is probably the most important thing for League.
Yeah. Nice spell shield, gets rid of the ult out of Bang, but they're still gonna find some decent fighting here. The heal comes in, here comes the dive inside the Baron pit, 5v3. They gotta stop it early because Smite will go the way of Golden Guardians, waiting for it. He misses it, and Sunday grabs it, plus 2 more kills. What a terrible drop here as 100 Thieves look to clean up.
Nice. Oh my god. Oh, but I still Sunday.
Hey, great stuff, Sunday.
100 Thieves though needed this to turn the season around. We'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, Someday certainly is the hero of the day.
Nice shot. Come on. Some daddy. Damn, you guys are disgusting. Let's go.
So yeah, the Oblate interview afterwards for the game, obviously wasn't too happy because it wasn't clean. Going into the interview, I definitely wasn't really focused. And I wasn't in a good mindset, didn't really feel too good either. So I was still thinking about the game. It's just that feeling of, it sucks. You want to achieve greater than what we currently have, but you can't really rush it, and it's a process. And I think this time I was just a little bit, maybe a lot more emotional than normal, where everything was expressed on my body language, my face, how I was talking. It's kind of my bad, but emotions are important. Sometimes you just gotta let it out, and it happens. It's my bad for giving the poor interview. Obviously is great. I love doing interviews with her, so it's just my fault.
Dude, the ground needs Red Bull too. Right?
It was Oblie's fault. Why did you do this?
I mean, I just saw Pro and I just got so mad. I needed to hit something.
You just got so nervous.
This never happened. Nobody saw this.
Oh my gosh, are you the game-winning coach?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, 1 and 3. I'm just kidding. You're my friend.
Our start to the 2019 Spring Split was a very difficult road to travel down. And so for this next week, we're facing off against CLG and Clutch Gaming. If we go 2-0, we're right back at 500, and the rest of the season is ours for the taking. So a 2-0 start here, and this next weekend is incredibly important.
Yeah, for this team, I do have high expectations of myself in particular, and we also have high goals. Just for me, I'm really just focused on making sure we can all get on the same page, improve as fast as we can. Don't want to rush it, just go overboard or anything like that. Whenever we lose in a game that, we could have won, to me, that's unacceptable from me in particular, because I could have played, maybe 1% better, said this at that moment, made us focus on this instead. So usually when we lose, I'll probably take it the hardest. I think I'm focused a lot more on individual critique for the games, just because I want us to do really well, and especially Bang coming over, I want to be able to allow him to shine too. It's important that I improve my play, be the type of player that the team needs.
Yeah, we're getting better. Actually, I think we are good compared with other bot rainers, because we are just played 1 month, but I think we are almost top 3 or 5 for now. But 1 month later or 3 months later, we're getting better. So I see our combination is positive.
I only know until T. Top up. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, B. T, U, B. U, V? U, V, yeah. U, V. W, X, Y, and G. Well, I guess for clicking, I mean, it's just when everyone looks like they're in sync, knows what they want to go for. There's no hesitation in their movements or their play that they're going for. You know, everyone's all in on one thing and understands, you know, when we can and can't do something. That's when a team starts clicking.
I think we haven't seen any really bright spots of this team yet. I think we've seen some like dim flickers of brilliance coming in, but right now it's really just not there as a whole. And I think when it comes in, it's not going to be one guy pops off or one guy pops off. It's going to be like the team is just great. It's going to go from you guys don't know what's happening behind the scenes, so you just see us lose on stage, to this is a great team. And I think that's going to be the big jump that we make in week 3.
Yeah, of course we'll get there. Just sucks losing at the start of the split, but we'll get there eventually.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Say if you don't like this music, you don't be listening to it, you know. I'm just a dude that you know, or something similar. If you don't keep it real, then you go somewhere but here, cause you know we're only losing control just for a minute. Oh.